have you used technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages? Throughout the journey of our A2 coursework, we have utilised many different technologies from software, equipment and hardware, some of which we had never used before, and for others we had progressed our knowledge further. In the research and planning stages, we used YouTube to find music videos to analyse. From this, we began to understand how the lighting, sound, editing and mise-en-scene all have an impact on the music video, and as a result, the audience's response. We discovered causal conventions which were typical or most popular in the R&B genre. From this, we learned that the split screens, flashbacks, flash forwards are usually used in terms of editing. In relation to camera angles, the actual lip-syncing scene parts consisted mainly of mid-shots. Mise-en-scene was usually similar to other R&B videos since they used nude natural colours to portray weakness and purity, whilst black and darker colours were used near the end to illustrate dominance.
Since everything was on a blog, we didn't just want essays on pages. SlideShare allowed us to bring our presentations directly online, so they were easy to access and enabled us to put a lot of information on slides, connecting the information together. Prezi is also useful because it brought our presentations to life by allowing us to control where we wanted everything, and the transitions on the program were quite effective because they brought movement and character to our presentations. Both of these programs allowed us to document our work in a neat and organised manner. Our most commonly used program in the research stages was Movie Maker. We believe it is a quick and easy program to use, which is usually free on Windows computers. All the experimental footage and brainstormed ideas used were put together by this simple video maker. It brought convergence to our coursework as we were able to place images, video clips and audio recordings onto Movie Maker. Other online software such as Animoto enabled us to encapsulate a few images from either the photo shoot or print screens and give easy access to the viewers.
As we began practicing with the camcorder, it was essential to check simple things such as battery life and memory space. I believe by doing this, it gave us a sense of organisation and direction, because before every scene we filmed, we knew exactly what to do. We were given a basic Sony camcorder, which we believe that we used to our advantage, since it allowed myself to experiment with the camera, gaining first-hand experience and create my own techniques, for example a diagonal tin and a shaky pan. By doing this, we created our own unique ambience and mood for the music video, which is not commonly seen in R&B videos. Tripod is a simple piece of equipment that brought balance and stability to the camera. We usually use this in the studio scenes. It was vital to keep the bubble in the middle of the spirit lever in the centre to ensure the camcorder was steady and not on a hard, smooth surface, because random movement of the camera during lip-syncing scenes could ruin the actual editing process, because the sense of realism behind the singing would be lost as the camera would move, losing the rhythm of the song and the clip may be distorted.
In the construction stage, we realised we had to use a program which we had never used before. We needed to make ourselves familiar with the program Final Cut Express. We found that Final Cut Express allowed us to do non-linear and non-destructive editing. Final Cut Express stored all our footage on a hard disk, allowing us to access any frame of the footage instantaneously. Without the constraints of linear editing, we were free to combine shots in different orders and change their durations until we arrived at the exact sequence we wanted. Video and audio effects such as scaling, position, rotation, speed changes and multiple layers can also be applied and played back in real time. No matter how we process the footage, the underlying media was never touched. This is known as non-destructive editing, because all of the changes and effects we applied to the footage never affected the music video itself. An example of this would be that unlike many of our peers who had everything on one layer, we decided to have multiple layers, instantly creating cuts. We had one layer with just pure performance with the female artist singing continuously, and then on layer 2 we added the actual scenes and overlapped them together and rendered them. Rendering allowed us to play the footage wherever we had placed the clip, but takes time, so the editing process did require a lot of patience. Later, we placed the flashback clips on layer 3, and finally the text which is needed at the beginning and the end of the music video was placed on the 4th layer. I believe we used the layers to our advantage because firstly it created a vast amount of cuts and we could move them without changing the whole sequence. Also adding effects could not be easier since we had enough room on the separate layers to make the effects last shorter or longer, not needing to worry about them cutting off parts of the next clip. Also, the lock tool allowed us to lock layers, e.g. the audio clip in this case, the song No One by Alicia Keys, so it could not be moved even if touched accidentally.
As we continued to edit our music video, our knowledge with Final Cut began to expand. We understood that clips allow you to easily trim, cut, rearrange and sort out our footage without manipulating it directly. For example, when we placed the lip-syncing scenes, we had the add-on parts usually before Halima actually sung, which we did not need and therefore would be a waste of time rendering, and therefore use the blade tool. This adds an edit point to the sequence clip by cutting a single clip item along with any other clips item linked to it with the timeline into two pieces. This edit point is added at the frame of the clip item in the timeline that we clicked. We then could easily remove parts of the clip that we didn't want by deleting it.
We were able to manage and organise our clips in the browser. We found that there are three kinds of clips, most common being the video, audio and graphic clips, but there are other kinds of clips that can be stored within a project, such as a generator clip, a clip whose media is generated within Final Cut Express. Some of the techniques and tools we found out about we did not use because we wanted our music video to be simple and relatable, and we didn't want to go into in-depth editing because, first of all, it is not conventional of typical R&B videos, which usually consist of fades and cross dissolves, which we have incorporated in our music video.
Our music video always got saved as sequence 1. Myself and Halima had no clue to what this was, and so began researching upon this word. A sequence is a container for editing clips together in chronological order. The editing process involves deciding which video and audio clip items to put into our sequence. For example, what order the clips should go in and how long each clip should be. Sequences are created in the browser. To edit clips into a sequence, we open the sequence in the timeline from the browser. A sequence contains one or more videos and audio tracks which are empty when first created. As we began to edit a clip into the sequence, we copied the clip's individual clip items to the sequence. For example, if you drag a clip that contains one video and two audio tracks to the timeline, the video clip automatically is placed into the timeline and the video track in the video section. In the sequence, you can move any clip or any track, allowing us to arrange the contents of a music video.
We also used Adobe Photoshop CS3 and CS5 to create the digipack for the album's release and for the magazine promotional poster. Adobe Photoshop was a program we had used in GCSE Media and throughout our AS level. We have realised with 2 years of experience that Photoshop delivers the utmost power and creative control with the next generation of advanced tools for outstanding image manipulation and superior compositing. It redefines image editing with a strong focus on photography. This was clearly evident as we progressed from using the simple paint bucket tool and text tool to becoming confident with using the clone stamp tool, magic tool and curve tool to adjust lighting and the history brush tool. With the creation of our ancillary tasks, we discovered new effects such as the Sin City effect. This is where the background is desaturated, however the main object of significance is still in colour. Me and my peer became more comfortable with the clone stamp tool because matching skin tone and removing blemishes became easier for us. It was then we realised how far we had progressed as a team.
We were told that our music video could only be 3 to 3.5 minutes long to prevent the audience losing interest. We discovered that our song, Alicia Keys' No One, is 4 minutes 8 seconds in length and needed to find a way to cut it down around a minute off. At first it seemed like a difficult decision because we didn't want to make the cut evident because it would make our music video look unprofessional. The program Audacity allowed us to cut, copy, slice or mix sounds together, thus making it easier to remove parts of the song in order to keep the flow of the rhythm going. We decided to cut near the end of the song and then fade the clip to make it unnoticeable.